Hello, this is Brennan Wilmington of the Left Turn Network, and welcome back to another Lumen Stock Car Invitational race. This is race number 18 of season number 3, and we are at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Bowmanville, Ontario, just east of Toronto, in our only international race in the points paying schedule. We went to Twin Ring Motegi for the Clash, and of course that was on a whole other continent, but now we're going north of the US border to run this just under 2.5 mile road course. And this has been a very notable road course in the past for us. We've only run one race here, but I've seen plenty of races on this version of Canadian Tire. It is pretty ridiculous sometimes. So definitely going to be an interesting race for sure. And for the first time this season, and probably the only time this season, I'm actually joined by two of our co-commentators. Welcome to the booth, Anthony and Ludovic, and us three are going to cycle through segments of the track radio style. So a bit of an experimental broadcast for us. I'll ask Anthony a question first. Anthony, I don't know how many races you've seen at this track. I know you've seen at least one, and you've seen some of the mayhem that this track can produce. Are you expecting more of that here today?
Probably. It's a very chaotic road course. These drivers are very aggressive sometimes, especially in some parts of the racetrack.
Yeah, turn 1 and turn 8 are usually the trouble spots on this racetrack, but trouble can strike just about anywhere. And Ludovic, there is a bit of a strategy element to this race as well. This is I think this is the only road course on the schedule where we had the one-stop strat be a viable strat compared to the two-stopper, and we saw George Bryan pull that off last year and win the race. Are you expecting that strategy to work again? Do you think someone will try and pull it off, or will a two-stopper end up winning this race today? Because this track does have a lot of tire wear.
Well, I think someone would try it. Probably some people at the back of the field will try to pull their crowd out of somehow somehow have a chance at winning this, but I don't think the one-stopper is a good strategy. I think the two-stopper will probably win this race, except if somebody is exceptional on tire conservation.
And that's what we saw George Bryan do last year at this very race. And George Bryan also won last week's race at Milwaukee. Of course, that's a different kind of racetrack, but that also is kind of a track where you do some tire saving. Let's go over your starting lineup here today at Canadian Tire. On the front row, it's the 28 of Adrian Wheeler winning his first career pole, and he did it in a very timely manner. Alongside him is the 43 car of Clay O'Connie, one of several road course ringers in this race. In row number 2, it's the 98 of Kevin DuPont, who's made a lot of friends lately, wink wink, and the 27 of Oscar Duval with a pretty good starting spot here today. Row number 3 is rookie rivals from last year, but only one of them is really in championship contention this year. It's the 66 of Tyler Landry, second in points, alongside the 79 of Kobe Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck, though, has a win this year, and Landry doesn't. Row 4, it's the 25 of Luana Connie, who has been on a run of pretty good runs lately, as well as the 77 of JT Boyd alongside her. The 57 of Shauna Everett starts in row 5 alongside the 92 of Kate Summers. The 5 car, this is Takamoto Aya in the race, sports car driver from Japan. This is her first start in the LSCI, and she has a pretty good starting spot here today. We'll see what she can do in that Gazzy Racing number 5. And alongside her is the 11 car of Tim Berry, your current points leader by 31 points over Tyler Landry. So pretty significant points gap there for the 11. But one bad race, we saw it last year with Tyler Landry. One bad race can completely ruin it. So you never know, especially at a track like this. Things can get pretty crazy. 39 of Lakin Herndon, 29 of JB Chanot, Columbia Motorsports teammates, start in row 7. Row number 8 is the 99 of Kia Tajima, who won at Kentucky, and the 16 of Corbin Taps. Then it's the 1 of Jacob Lopez, and the 88 car of Joe Smith. It's the 85 of Charlie McCarron, alongside the 45 of Rebecca Raymond. Billy Smith in the 3 car, alongside Holly Martin in the 6. Mauricia Bebels back in the 58. This is her second start this season. She was also in this car at Denver. Alongside her is the 41 of Karina Willis-Calloway. Michael Harvin in the 55 car starts alongside Lori Jackson in the 7. Then it's LaTanya Gray in the 81 and Jack Gino in the 65 behind them. Cheryl Simmons back in the Double Eagle Racing 33 and Ryan Silva in the 19 running a third Hudson Motorsports car. This car will start a few more races this season as Ryan Silva just kind of tries to finish out the season with whatever ride he can get. He was actually fastest in practice, but he didn't have that great of a qualifying run. Then a couple of single car teams, the 70 of Andrew Kreider and the 01 of George Bryan, who got sponsorship from Gillette that is going to cover the rest of his unsponsored races this season as he tries to fight for the championship in his single car owner-driver operation. But he's starting at the back this race, so but he did win this race last year, like I mentioned. So we know George Bryan is good at this track. Maybe he's the one that tries to pull the one-stopper again. Zach Dearman and Vinny Scholl start in row number 16, and rounding out the back of the field is championship contender Darren Walker. This race will be 26 laps long. We will have a mixture of one-stop and two-stop strategies, and it's a very intriguing racetrack on the schedule for sure. And I have no idea who is going to win this thing or what the best strategy is going to be. In my test races, I've seen both the one-stopper and the two-stopper win the race. It really just depends on execution.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines will fire off here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. 35 cars will go off the starting grid, and it looks like we're going to go off without a hitch. So Anthony first, then Ladovic. Who do you two think is going to win the race?
Yeah, I'd say it might be Chloe O'Connie, I would say, perhaps. He's starting second right now. He's a road course ringer. He could possibly end up in victory lane after all is said and done.
I'm going to go for the 79 of Kobe Ollenbach. I think do start on a great position there. 5th.
Ollenbach also good on the road courses. Green flag is out, and we are underway here at Canadian Tire.
Into turn 1, they all go. Connie kind of gets a great jump, but then goes wide, making contact with the two Menard cars, and already... Oh, and there goes Oscar Duval, and boy, those are teammates getting together. Oh boy. It's been a terrible year for Duval. I don't think that's going to cause a caution, but it's Adrian Wheeler leading.
Adrian Wheeler, yes, leading in second place. There's the car, the 98, I think, yes, the 98 of Kevin DuPont. In third place is the 66 of Tyler Landry, and this is a crucial part of the circuit as they have a very long straightaway.
Up the hill and back down. There are no cautions on the road courses, so that incident did not cause a caution back in the hairpin. Checking in on the 27, he is still at that back of the pack. He didn't actually lose the back of the pack very much, but he is going to lose a lot of positions. And now, the most chaotic part of the track, the switchbacks, turns 8, 9, and 10. They're going through it single file right now. You do not want to go double wide through it. Oh, the 41's going to slide wide. She's going to hit the wall, and she's going to take out Bevelst and herself. They're both going to crash in turn number 9, and that's going to be the end of both of their races. Already a couple of accidents here at Canadian Tire. It's been a messy start of the race for sure.
What a wild start to this one, as we got some side-by-side action there in the middle of the pack. Oh, Landry is actually chasing down Wheeler here. We might have a battle for the lead soon if Landry can find a passing zone coming up the hill here.
And turn 5 could be a great passing zone. It's probably the heaviest braking zone of the track, and he will not be able to go for it. Let's see on the exit. His exit good at all. And oh my god, my stream froze. Oh, and there we go. The 98 now could have a chance coming into the sweepers.
The 66 four-wheel sliding out of the hairpin, and that's going to give Adrian Wheeler a bit of a gap back to the 66 car. And Kevin DuPont and Kaleo O'Connie are in hot pursuit of second with Landry there. Shauna Everett in 5th as they navigate through the switchbacks again. But Adrian Wheeler holding serve up here at the front so far. He's led the opening 2 laps, but we'll see what he does here in turn number 1.
He's going to slide up a little bit, but Landry slides more, and he's going to probably lose some ground there. Looked like Connie was going to try to pass the 98 there of Kevin DuPont. He's all over the back bumper of that Honda, and just trying to figure out a way to get by right now as they head towards that hill once again, turn 5.
Yes, and they need to be careful, the 98 and the 33, to not fight too much, otherwise they're going to start losing those front 2 drivers, and they don't fight too much, and look at them, they're already back there. Let's see, again, it's very important to not go too wide there, and that's not a great exit from the 66 of Tyler Landry. Maybe that gives a chance to the 98 of Kevin DuPont.
25 and 5 side by side out of the hairpin. Takamoto Aya already running in 9th, trying to take 8th away from the spot. A good debut there. Here comes DuPont underneath the 66. They're going to battle side by side for 2nd. Oh, Landry's going to slide wide. Is he going to keep it on the track? It looks like he will. DuPont's going to take the lead, but it looks like the 25 went wide. She's going to get into the points leader, Tim Barry, but Barry's going to escape harm, and it will be Connie that spins the car around. She's going to rejoin the racetrack, but she's going to lose several positions after that blunder.
Oh man, those switchbacks, they have been difficult for some of these drivers here. As Brennan just said, DuPont took over 2nd, Connie took over 3rd, so Landry drops all the way back to 4th. Not a great corners, I guess, from Landry there. And that's costed him some valuable positions.
And Adrian Wheeler, with 1.3 seconds ahead of the 98 at the line, is going to be able to take a big breather here, as Kevin DuPont on fire from Leo Canny. Let's see if... Oh, and there's somebody that went really wide at the back. It is the number 57 of Shauna Everett, who's probably going to get overtaken very soon.
Side by side, this is for the 5th position, and Hollenbeck looks like he's going to get the spot. He'll have the preferred line going into turn number 8, but Everett's going to hang with him as they go through these dangerous corners here. Everett's going to go wide. Hollenbeck will get the spot, and now Everett's locked into a battle with your current Rookie of the Year leader, JT Boyd, as he slides up, almost gets into the 57. Close moment there, but they keep it straight going down the front stretch.
I don't think Boyd has ever raced at this racetrack, so he's pretty new here, as Landry's trying to get 2nd place back here, but he's going to be stuck up on the outside of DuPont, and that actually is going to work out pretty well, so Landry back in for 2nd place, but Wheeler still has a massive lead all over everyone right now.
Yes, it seems like in the sweepers, the outside lane is the preferred lane, honestly. But we'll see here. Maybe at the braking zone they can try something. No, not at all. Wheeler has 1.5 second, and considering they keep fighting and they were too wide earlier on in the lap, it's probably going to get even wider. Wheeler has the race on... Well, he has the race in his hands right now. It's for him to throw, for the strategy to throw. We don't know.
Lap number 5, still 22 more laps to go in this race, so definitely a lot of time for things to go wrong. Adrian Wheeler, oh no! Michael Harbin has a lot of damage. Oh, Landry's gonna slide wide at turn number 9. He's gonna, oh my goodness, he goes really wide. Oh, he's gonna get into the 43 and into the tires. Oh man, what a terrible break for Tyler Landry. There was an accident on the previous lap with Michael Harvin as well. We'll review that at the end of the race. But drama for the points. Tyler Landry into the barriers.
Some big points implications right there, as Landry is probably going to be out of it, so Tim Barry will probably extend his points lead here. And wow, Connie dropped back a ton right there. That allowed Hollenbeck, Everett fighting here, and JT Boyd to get up to 3rd place here.
And it's only 6 laps into this race. We still have 20 laps to go. Who knows how many cars we're going to have at the end of this, and it doesn't seem like there's any slowing down in the amount of crashes that we're having. If anything, it seems like it's getting even worse as the race goes on. But now look at this, the number 5 of Takemoto Aya trying to make an overtake, and he will go side by side as they go to the hill.
She has been impressive here on the start of this race. Started 11th, about to move into the 6th position. First start here in the LSCI, both in the Amateur and Cup Series. She hasn't made any Amateur starts, so she's jumping straight into the Cup Series, and she's been impressive in this GR number 5. Oh, the 11 of Tim Berry, you know, he's got to be careful. He's got a chance to gain a ton of points and possibly come out with the biggest points lead we've ever seen, considering Landry just crashed out of the race.
So Barry could take a massive, a big chunk of points here with how well he's been running here. As he currently runs 7th right now. Boyd is actually chasing down DuPont there, I would say.
Yes, he is, but it's not going to be close enough, except if DuPont has a terrible 5B corner, which is the number of the corner. I don't know why they call it 5A, 5B, but whatever. It's a great exit from DuPont, who's probably going to extend his margin. But behind, I don't think there was a great exit from, I guess that's the 79.
Kobe Hollenbeck in the 79 car, being chased by Kaleo Connie in the 43. Both inside the top 5, both road course regulars. They know how to get around these places. Adrian Wheeler definitely knows how to get around this place. He won a road course race in the Amateur Series last year at Willow Springs, so he knows how to get it done here. And this is a pretty good time to start turning around your season for sure. As we complete lap number 7 here at Canadian Tire, we already have 4 cars out of the race due to accidents, and we could see many more.
Want to give a shout out to Takamoto Aya, who's already up to 6th place here, showing her, or I guess dropped back to 7th, but she's showing her road course prowess here today. A great run for her so far. Can she keep it up is the question. As Barry fights with Tajima behind for, I think Tajima is actually looking pretty speedy right now. He is up to about 9th place, I think.
Yes, and they're starting to settle a little bit now. Obviously, they won't try to make as many overtakes. They're probably starting to save tires because we're getting closer and closer to that cycle of pit stops, and it's crucial that they have good tire preservation. But it's still Wheeler in the lead, and it seems like the lead has extended again.
77 of JT Boyd started the lap in 3rd, got 2nd from DuPont, and is now rapidly closing in on the fellow rookie of Adrian Wheeler. That 77's looking pretty fast. He's looking to get his 2nd win on the season, and in fact, in the 17 races that we've run so far, there has not been a single repeat winner. Boyd's got a good run and going into turn number 1. Let's see what he does.
Might have a chance here. He peaked down low. He has room. We got a new leader here, folks. It's JT Boyd in the 77. And Wheeler will fall back to 2nd. But that's kind of shocking. Looks like Boyd had, found speed out of nowhere that last lap and picked up a ton of time over DuPont and Wheeler, and now is your new leader here.
And something terrible has happened to Adrian Wheeler. Something in his car is probably broken. I imagine he lost, what, 3 seconds? That's probably 3 seconds in a single lap. My goodness me. Even if he went wide, I don't think you can lose that much time in a single lap. And now he's going to get all in the threat if he continues to be that slow from Kevin DuPont and Kaleo Kani, as well as the 16 of Corbin Taps. We haven't talked a lot about this race, but he's making moves here.
Taps is making a move for 4th. He passed Hollenbeck earlier in the lap, so all 3 of the Rookie of the Year contenders right now inside the top 5 if Taps can make this pass, so they're all running very well here today. And, you know, some of the rookies have been disappointing this season, namely Adrian Wheeler. And, you know, for the lofty expectations Corbin Taps had, he hasn't been living up to them. Tajima's going to go off the track, but he's going to save it. So, thankfully, no incident there, but we've already had our fair share of incidents off of that corner. But the rookies impressing here today, even the part-time ones with Takamoto Aya.
Yeah, it's soon going to be a rookie 1, 2, 3 here, as Taps looked like he was going to take over 3rd place. Or, I guess not. DuPont is going to hang on. But it's a very impressive day for the rookies, like you said. Strong runs from Boyd, Wheeler, and Taps, and of course Aya as well. And JT Boyd has extended his lead to over 1.5 seconds here as they head up the hill.
And I think it has to do with, veterans, they're more assured, and I think that's not a good thing at this track. It is a very tricky racetrack. So, these rookies, they're a bit nervous, they're a bit under, they're a bit on the edge of their seat. They're trying to keep the car in a good position at all time, and I think here being stressed is the good mentality to have when you're driving.
Yeah, and some of these drivers should probably think about saving tires here soon, because you can already see there's 4 seconds of fall off, and it gets even worse as we go on. The first cycle of pit stops should be happening around between laps 12 and 14, and then it's the decision on whether you want a short pit towards the end of the race to get some more tires and make up that ground, or if you want to stretch it to the end. And I honestly don't know which strategy is better, but we'll see which one ends up out on top.
Oh, DuPont just giving up third place right there to a rookie 1-2-3. I don't know what happened to DuPont there. It looked like he lost a ton of speed into turn 1, and he might be in trouble here. Hollenbeck is going to be all over his back bumper here, coming down the short chute here into turn 5. And
right now, honestly, I think Corbin Taps is the hottest driver on track. He's in 4th? Oh no, he's in second. Wait, no, he's in 3rd. Okay, he's in 3rd right now. And he's gonna get second. He gets second at turn 5, which is a very hard corner to overtake at. Oh, Willie though. He'll try. It'll be side by side, but yeah, he went side by side at turn 5. This is a very hard corner to go side by side at, and that means he's very quick.
He's going to move up to second here over the 28 of Adrian Wheeler, but that 77 of JT Boyd is gone. That fighting between the two definitely helped him. And Taps will move to second. Wheeler's still in pursuit, and then a gaggle of cars for 4th. Hollenbeck looks like he's going to pass them both here, and he will, as DuPont continues to drop back. The 79 kind of brake checked him there in the corner, and that's going to slow up DuPont, and now Kaleo Kani might look for 5th as they head into turn number 1.
I think both Wheeler and DuPont's tires are really worn out here. They're really slow. And I say that, and he's about to overtake Hollenbeck here, or at least try to. But yeah, both of them were in 1st and 2nd for quite a while, and now they're just falling like rocks through the field here as Kalani looks for a way to get by the 98. Peaks a little on the outside, but can't find any room for now, at least.
And we're talking about drivers not being able to save their tires. I think one driver has saved his tire marvelously. It's JT Boyd. 4.5 seconds. I don't think you can get that except if you save your tires and use them later on in the run. And I think that's what he's doing. And honestly, I just noticed the 28 just went into 2nd place again. So that's interesting. So that's going to be a battle if they continue to fight like that.
Wheeler and Taps continue to swap 2nd place back and forth, and that's exactly what JT Boyd wants to see. We're going to see if he tries to pit here, maybe try and undercut the field, but he's going to stay out there. And honestly, if I saved the tires as well as he did, I'm not mad at that strategy for sure. Side by side for 5th, I don't think anybody's actually coming in, at least out of the top 10. Kate Summers and Kia Tajima 9th and 10th right now, so the pit stops will have to wait another lap, it seems.
What's impressing me with Boyd here is that he was involved in an accident on lap 1 with his teammate here, so I would think that would affect his tires, but no, I guess it isn't. And he's doing a great job of saving those tires right now against his competition.
And JT Boyd, at this point, he might be able to go for a 1-stop, because if he continues to save tires like that, in 5 seconds, even if he takes a long pit stop, I don't think he's gonna lose a ton of spots. So I think he's in the best position to maybe go for a 1-stopper, especially if they continue to fight like they've been fighting for the past couple of laps for basically the entire race for 2nd place. They've been fighting and going side by side like they're going right now. And another overtakes for 2nd place, Corbin Taps.
It's not just second place. The fourth place drivers have been in a dogfight as well. These three drivers have each taken their turn running in fourth place. And now it's Kaleo Connie in the 43, and it looks like Boyd is going to pit this time by here on lap number 13. We'll see if anybody else follows him in. And it looks like most of the leaders are going to come in here right at the halfway point of the race. We'll see if anybody tries a differing strategy here. It doesn't look like it. It looks like everybody's going to come in for some pits this time by, so that's not what I expected to happen. I expected a bit more variance, but we'll see who gets out of the pits first out of these guys that came in, which is basically everybody.
Yeah, Boyd needs to have a good pit stop here. I know he had a massive lead here, but everybody else is coming in, and someone could overtake you during these pit stops if you have a problem, and we'll see if he can do that. 4 tires for the 77 here, and he's already on his way out. And good pit stop there by the 77. He'll easily retake the lead. But what about Wheeler and Taps here? Taps is already out. Wheeler tried to beat him out, but was too little too late. Hollenbach off 4th. Takamoto Aya with a great pit stop. She's going to be 5th.
Oh!
And then, oh!
Oh no!
Oh, and that's going to turn
God.
Barry around. Oh boy, that's going to be a bit of an issue on the exit of pit road. It looks like he'll continue, but he has severe damage now, and Boyd is just, wow, on.
And GT Boyd is out of here. At this point, I don't even know if there's something he can accept if he wrecks out. I don't even know if he can lose this. This is, yes, there's still a long time to go, but it's a very, very long gap to second place, and we'll see exactly how long it is once they come to the pit lane again. And oh my god, that's going to be a lot of damage for that 11 of Tim Barry. And he's going to have to come down again, and probably Rebecca Raman, she probably will have to come down again as well.
That all started
that's
when
unfortunate.
Kaleo Connie left his pit box 3 wide, and then it just kind of ran out of room, and the points leader Tim Barry gets turned in the pits, and that held up everyone behind him as well, so everybody got hurt by that if you were behind that. And we might see the 11 come in. Oh, he's going to go wide in the corner, and a couple of cars cut through the grass there, but nobody ran into each other. But oh, Dearman is coming in. He was involved in an accident earlier, so that's not surprising. And definitely one thing that could mess this up for... Oh, Walker's got damage as well. One thing that can mess this up for Boyd is if they are going with the 2-stop strategy and they don't execute it.
I doubt it, but we'll see if they make another pit stop here. Wheeler looks like he's trying to chase down Taps here for second place, as it's very calm. Oh, right. Ludovic.
Yeah, I mean it's Brennan's sector there.
We kind of skipped it because the leader's so far ahead. JT Boyd just kind of gapped the field 6.6 seconds for the 77 car. And it's well back to Corbin Taps and Adrian Wheeler. This, all three of your Rookie of the Year contenders running 1, 2, 3, and this is the run that Adrian Wheeler needed to kind of keep his ride here in the 28 car, because they've been thinking about replacing him with Damon Kirby, but if he has runs like this, he might keep that ride after all.
He might, but very solid run for him today. One thing about Barry being involved in that wreck on pit road, at least Landry is a championship contender who was second in points, is also out, so looks like he'll still gain some points over the 66 here.
Honestly, if I'm a team owner, I don't think I want to keep a driver that's good on road courses only, because there's not a lot of road courses. It doesn't seem very productive, except if they're a back marker that really need one good performance a year. I don't think it's a great idea to keep somebody that's only has 1 or 2 good performances in the year. So I don't know what their plan is with that.
Going through turn number 9, JT Boyd lost about a second last lap to Corbin Taps. So we'll see if Taps can keep that speed going to try and eat into that huge lead that Boyd has built up. And, oh, he did gain a second. Hold on, this 16's pretty fast. This might not be over yet. Taps might just straight up run him down.
Might not be over here, but there is 10 laps to go, so there's plenty of time here. So Boyd is going to have to figure out a way to gain speed here on Taps in the 16. As they go through the short chute here.
And I wonder, has JT Boyd trying to do the one stop right now? He's trying to save tires as much as he can, but it's really weird. Oh, yeah, I don't... Maybe Cumber Taps is just that quick. It's very weird to lose 2 seconds, 2 separate laps, because 1 lap it could be a mistake, but 2 laps in a row, yeah, that seems extremely weird. Maybe some kind of problem on the 77. Because a full second faster is a lot.
I think the 16 is just really fast. He ran his fastest lap of the race last time by. Oh my goodness. He's within view now. So the 16 is on a charge right here on the 77 of JT Boyd. You can capture them in the same frame now, which was unthinkable not too long ago. Just under 4 seconds behind, and that 16 car is flying. I don't think he's saving tires at all, but Boyd probably is.
Very interested in what the strategy is going to be for the 77 here. What do you do about the 16 being faster than you? Do you go for the 2-stopper, or do you just try to do the 1-stopper like everybody else seems like?
And at this point, I think if I'm his crew chief, I'm just telling him to go fast, and we're gonna go for the 2-stopper anyway, because at this point they're just losing too much time. It's not... Well, it seems like maybe it has settled down a little bit in terms of how much time the 77 is losing, but it's still a lot of time, so I don't know if they probably should just start pushing at this point.
There is a lapped car up ahead of JT Boyd. It's the 18 of Zach Dearman. He's off the pace by a little bit, so he might run into him unless he decides to pit here. When they do the 2-stopper, they usually pit somewhere between lap 19 and lap 21, so it's going to be coming here soon, and we'll see if any of these guys trying to run down JT Boyd end up taking that 2-stop strategy. Takamoto Aya's up to 5th now, running down Kobe Hollenbeck for 4th, and if she does, that means we'll have a rookie in the entire top 4, which is pretty unprecedented this season, considering how much the rookies have either been mediocre or struggled, especially compared to last year.
Taps did gain a little bit of time there, but not like a second, like the last couple laps have been. But he's still probably the fastest car out on the racetrack right now.
And yeah, he's probably the fastest car, but at this point, it seems maybe next lap he'll get more time. But we're starting to run out of laps as well. There's only what 7 laps left in this race, 6.5 now that we're on a halfway of this lap. Seems like it's starting to be maybe not. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be up to the line, and also we'll see if somebody takes a bit of an alternate strategy and tries to pull something off here.
Corbin Taps seems to have gained on Boyd again this lap. We'll see what Boyd ends up doing here on lap number 19. Is he going to come in and pit? It doesn't look like he will. Gonna watch these leaders to see which one of them ends up trying this strat, at least on lap 19, and it looks like the top 5 are all going to stay out there, so no 2-stop strategy quite yet for any of those guys, but you might see one of them pull it off next lap.
If Boyd is going to try to keep his lead here, he needs to get by the 18 here quickly, and it looks like he's not doing a great job of that. Taps is getting closer. He gained more than a second that last time by. So Boyd, under pressure, perhaps, as they head up into turn 5.
And yeah, this... I'm starting to wondering, has everyone took the 1-stopper? Because they all pitted at exactly halfway, so it is possible to do a 1-stopper. And nobody came in last lap, and nobody seems to be losing a lot of tire wear at this point. So I don't know if anyone has, except at least in the top 5, has tried to 2-stop.
Oh my goodness, Zach Dearman definitely being a thorn in JT Boyd's side right now. Boyd will get by him, but he held him up, and both Taps and Wheeler are closing in on him. So we might have a three-way fight for the lead, especially if all these guys end up staying out. And it looks like it. I don't think we're going to have any takers at the two-stopper this time by. Oh, maybe DuPont? Nope, not DuPont. So everyone's going to try and make it on one stop, as Taps is now going to get underneath the 18 of Dearman. And here he comes. He's got a run on the 77.
That's not what Boyd wanted there. He wanted Dearman to hold up Taps, and that's just not going to happen. Boyd is going to have to find speed wherever he can. It looks like he did gain some time there, but still, Taps is in range. He's close. He can feel it.
And 16 is very close to 77 as they come into turn 4. And the crucial part is going to be turn 5B, that exit of the turn 5, the airpin. Let's see how the 16 and the 77 make their exit, and the 16 was kind of blocked by the 77, so he probably won't have a chance as Wheeler gets past the lapped car of Dearman.
And it's going to be a 3-horse battle here at the end of this race. If they don't come in this time, then they're going to be committed on that one-stop strategy. I wouldn't imagine that any of these guys at this point would try and come in and give up that track position. Taps is on the back bumper of JT Boyd going through turn number 9. Wheeler is lurking back in 3rd. Ooh, Taps had to check up a bit in the corner, and he overshot it a little bit. That's exactly what Boyd wanted to see. And now Wheeler's to the back bumper of Taps. Taps going to have to make all that ground back up here in this next lap.
Boyd is doing some huge defensive driving right here. He wants to keep that lead. He did a great move right there in the final corner, but now Wheeler is now up to 2nd and also closing in. So Boyd is going to have to figure out another way to stop that 28 and 16 from getting by him. We'll see if he can do that.
And at this point, it seems like the 77 is just trying to play the defensive game, not even trying to gain a gap at this point. They're just trying to be as wide as they can, as much in the middle of the racetrack as they can. It's already a very difficult place to overtake Mosport. And let's see here in 2005, will they have a good exit? I think that the 28 probably will be slightly blocked by the 77. And yeah, that's what happened. Couldn't get anywhere to the outside, and now it's going to be very, very much important to not mess up those sweepers.
Wheeler trying to get the draft off of Boyd. Boyd has a win in the Cup Series. The other two that are chasing him do not. So both of them looking for their first win. Boyd trying to be the first multi-time winner this season. Wheeler had a peek into the inside of turn 8, but he didn't make a move. Probably a smart move. You really don't want to be side by side through this section of the track. Let's see what he does here in turn 10. He's all over him. They're both going to go wide in the corner. But Wheeler had a better exit than Taps did last lap, so he's going to stay within distance. But Taps is back to the bumper of Wheeler, and if Wheeler overshoots this corner, Taps could go for 2nd. 3 wide off of turn 1.
Almost 3 wide there. Boyd's going to try to hold them both off. Is he going to be able to do that? I think he might. Yes, he will. And now he pulls away. Because they're side by side there for 2nd. And that's been an advantage for him throughout this entire race, with those two being side by side. And he's got a lead coming up here into turn 5.
The 28 will keep the position coming out of turn 3. Turn 4, it's not a very much of a corner. It's more an entry to turn 5. Let's see here into turn 5 to 28 and it's 16. Very, very close. And they're not going to make an overtake at all. And now they're running basically the same line, which is not what you want to do. But honestly, at this point, the 28 and the 16 need to be very careful not to cannibalize each other, as there's only 3.5 laps to go.
I think save the battling for when they're leading. They got to try and get past the 77 first. Wheeler's looking on the 77. He's going to make an aggressive move into turn 8. Is he going to get into the back of the 77? He isn't going to. Boyd had a good roll, but the 28 backed off a bit. But these three are under a blanket. It's going to be one of these three winning probably, unless they all wreck each other, which I would not completely eliminate that as a possibility. But a great exit for the 28. He's going to have a big shot here into turn number 1 with 3 laps to go.
He has a chance, but Boyd runs the same line as him. He pretty much blocked him right there. Great move by JT Boyd here with 3 laps to go. Wheeler's going to have to figure out another way to get by the 77. Oh, Boyd slides up a bit. Is there any room for Wheeler? No. They're starting to pull away from Taps here. Wheeler is going to have to make a move here soon. Maybe here, coming up into turn 4. No, there's no room. Boyd isn't giving him any.
And I think Carbon Taps is playing the good strategy, staying a little bit back, letting those two battle, and when both of them do a mistake, they can just go down to the inside and make an overtake. But at this point, let's see if they make a mistake here. I don't think they're doing. So, oh yes, Tab does, and he's going wide, and he's gonna lose a lot of time. That may be the end for him. The 77 and the 28 now have quite a significant gap to the 16.
I think Wheeler's definitely faster than Boyd, but Boyd has had a masterclass of defensive driving so far. Wheeler again going to look in turn number 8, but he just can't get under the 77 in time. Boyd has a very strong entry into turn number 8 that's able to defend Wheeler's attack. But it's definitely not over for Wheeler. We're coming to 2 laps to go here at Canadian Tire. It's a battle between rookies for this win. Will it be JT Boyd getting his second win of the season, or will Adrian Wheeler get an upset win here in the 28?
Wheeler's starting to... Oh, never mind! Wheeler's gonna take the lead! Boyd slowed up a ton and he lost the lead there. Wheeler's gonna take it. And now Boyd, what does he do here? What does Wheeler do here? Does he do defensive driving or does he just pull away? Wow. I don't know what happened there.
And the 77 right now is in a very contentious spot, as he went very wide, and I think he may go wide again. I think his tires are probably completely dead, probably did not have a good tire conservation for the second half of the race, probably pushed too much against the 16, and I think the 16 as well burned out all of this stuff really quickly. I think the 28 is in the greatest position right now to win this, as we're getting to 1.5 laps to go, and yes, I don't know if JD Boyd can go to can make his gap back first of all, and then second of all, make an overtake in 1.5 laps to go.
Boyd blowing the corner in turn number 1. That's the last thing he needed. Everybody's tires are shot by now. You can feel how slow they are as they navigate this racetrack. It's an all-rookie top 4. Aya took over 4th, but coming around to the white flag, 1 lap to go for Adrian Wheeler. A dismal season for this 28 car. Looking for some redemption here at Canadian Tire. All he has to do is run 1 more clean lap.
Looks like he's going to do that. Runs the corner a bit wide right there. But Boyd also runs it wide. I think Boyd's tires are just shot here. Aya may be looking for 3rd place here over Corbin Taps. And close 16. It would be a phenomenal debut for Aya if she can get a 3rd place here at a road course. She's really good at those.
And what a thriller we had. Wow. Up to 2 laps to go. That's when the overtake happened. And honestly, great strategy from the 28 to not burn his stuff at the beginning of the second round. And that's going to give him the win, except if he does a mistake. Let's see if he does a mistake to the sweeper, or if he wins this race.
Looking good here for Adrian Wheeler, poised and collected. And this 28 car looking for Checkered Flag Racing's 2nd win of the season. Adrian Wheeler got his first Amateur Series win on a road course at Willow Springs International Raceway. And it looks like he's going to get his first Cup Series win on a road course, going through turns 8, 9, and now through 10. They're side by side for 3rd. But coming out of turn number 10, Adrian Wheeler is going to get his first career win here at Mosport. JT Boyd will have to settle for 2nd, and Takamoto Aya is going to be on the podium in her first career start.
What a finish to this race. Aya getting 3rd. Still a rookie 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Very impressive by them all.
Honestly, this I have to wonder if somebody took the 2-stopper. Look at how slow they were at the end of the race. Somebody from the top 5 took a 2-stopper in that first pit stop.
And that's what the benefit of the
right.
2-stopper was, is you'd be a lot faster than those guys. They were 10 seconds off of their fastest lap on that last lap, so that was the benefit of the 2-stopper, but shockingly, absolutely no one went for it, and it did work out for some of those guys in the top 5, as, the 33 on the final lap looks like, the tire fell off on the 33 car as she was coming around, so she's going to DNF from this race. Not everybody has completed their laps, so I wonder if some of these guys did hit towards the end of at the end of the race. But you know, take your time, Jack Gino. You've got all day. But how about this? Adrian Wheeler. It was suspected that after he didn't get a top 10 at any of his first 15 starts, that he would possibly be booted from this number 28 car here at Checkered Flag Racing. Well, he got a second place finish at Kentucky and a win here at Mosport. I think that is more than enough of an argument to keep him in this seat, at least for the rest of the season. But what a race here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. This race did not disappoint. 27 cars on the lead lap. Not too many accidents after the first few laps. Oh, never mind. There was at least one more with Laurie Jackson and Charlie McCarron. And of course, we'll show you all of the incidents in the race in the Carnage Cam after we're done with the post-race festivities. 29 cars finishing the race here today. Tim Berry, the points leader, ends up finishing 15th, but Tyler Landry DNF'd the race. The third place car in points was... Let's see, who was it? Let me pull up the points here real quick. I thought I already had them pulled up, but I guess I don't. Third place points was George Bryan, and he finished 24th. Darren Walker didn't have a good race either. You have to go all the way to Kevin DuPont to find the next guy in points that finished inside the top 10. So it's possible that Barry, despite his struggles, will walk away with the biggest points lead in LSCI history. Last year, it was Landry with a 39-point lead that held the record, and that points lead went away in one race after he finished last and Jacoby Hollenbeck won at the very next race at Indy. But so that kind of gap can be made up, but it's looking very good for Tim Berry in terms of this championship. He's definitely been very strong and consistent this season. But yeah, 18 different winners in 18 different races. The streak will continue, and Adrian Wheeler gets it done in dramatic fashion here at Mosport. Anthony and then Ladovic. Well, I'll ask Anthony about the race. Is this what you kind of expected from this race, and what were your thoughts on it?
It was a great race. That was, these rookies definitely put on a show. They very much, I think the whole crowd here at Mosport, Adrian Wheeler coming up with the win late, it was very impressive. I very much enjoyed it.
Ladovic, the next race on the schedule, we're going to have an off week next week because I'm going on vacation. That's going to be really fun. But the week after, we are going to be headed to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that's going to be a pretty different race from this one. So what are you expecting from that race in particular at Indy?
Well, you say it's going to be very different. It kind of is. But you know what they say, that Indianapolis is pretty much a road course with 4 corners. Because, yeah, and it is very much a chaotic place. So it is in multiple ways, very similar to Mosport. So expect maybe some of these guys that were very much up there today to be up there at Indianapolis. I think that's what's going to happen.
Kobe Hollenbeck won that race last year. You know, former open wheel driver. He's driven on Indy before, and he also finished 5th today. So he's still showing that road course prowess. They had a lot of road course ringers in the top 10, actually, at least 3 of them if you include Hollenbeck. Of course, we gave Sakamoto Aya a lot of coverage in 3rd, and Kaleo Connie as well came away with a top 10. So good day for the road course ringers as well. But that is going to do it for today here at Mosport. Thanks to Anthony and Ladovic for co-comming this race. A bit of an interesting co-comming session. You know, it was a bit shaky at times, but overall I think that was a pretty solid result for our little experiment there. So maybe we'll make it a tradition. One race a year we do a MRN style commentary on one of the road courses. That could be pretty cool. But next week, we're going to be headed to the or 2 weeks from now, I guess. We're headed to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's going to be a fun race. and definitely one of the biggest races of the year. Indianapolis, such a special venue, such a historic venue for auto racing as we know it, and very excited to be going to that track for the second year in a row. Again, congratulations to Adrian Wheeler and Checkered Flag Racing on the win. Definitely a much deserved win for Wheeler after starting on the pole. And that's going to be it for today. On behalf of Anthony, Ladovic, and myself, this is Brennan Wilmington of the Left Turn Network, signing out. On the opening lap of the race, Kaleo Connie gets into Oscar Duval, and Duval gets spun off the nose of his teammate, JT Boyd, and into the wall here in turn number 2. Really nothing Oscar Duval could have done there. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they just kind of jammed up 3 wide there. Nobody else gets involved in that incident, so that's really only going to hamper Oscar Duval. And that's a shame for Duval. He had a good qualifying run. It was looking like he could have potentially had a good race, but, Oscar Duval just, I guess he just can't have anything good here today, or this season, really.
So Connie got a great jump here, but then slides up the racetrack almost out of the groove and gets into Duval here. Boyd to the inside and 3 wide. And we don't see that a lot here at Mosport, but usually it doesn't quite work, and that's going to ruin Duval's day. Looking for a good run for once, but unfortunately will not get it this time.
And the second accident on the opening lap happened when Karina Willis-Callaway overcooked it in turn 8, hits the inside wall there, and then tries to rejoin the track, but it kind of slopes down there. So it's hard to do that cleanly, and a hard hit into the tires for the 41 of Karina Willis-Callaway also takes out Mauricia Vebels, who did absolutely nothing wrong and just got cleaned out there. I'm sure she's not going to be happy about that, and it's been a rough first 2 races for Mauricia Vebels in her career. Finished last at Denver after running top 5 because of a slow pit stop, and now this on the opening lap here at Mosport.
And yeah, just push too much, carries too much speed into the corner, probably trying to overcompensate for bad results that they had last couple of races, and that's stupid. She did that to herself, and that's gonna be out of the race.
This incident that we did not see on the live broadcast happened in turn number 1. Michael Harvin overruns the corner, and then Jack Gino, I don't know what he was thinking. He accelerated way too fast, getting into the 55 of Michael Harvin. They both go into the tire barrier, and then Darren Walker just clips the 55 or 65. He pancakes the wall, he goes sideways, and as he's trying to save it, Zach Dearman just runs into the back of him. And that spins him around, and that's going to hamper both of their days as well, and probably end the day of Michael Harvin and potentially Jack Gino in the 65 too. Just a tough break there. 65 just getting a little too aggressive early in the race, and took out a couple more cars by proxy.
So Harvin here makes a pass over Jack Gino, and then Gino just kind of dumps him here after he went wide. Sends them both into the tire barriers. Walker, not sure if he got clipped or not, but trying to hang on to it, and Dearman gets into the back of the 8 right there, and nothing Dearman could do there, but it's going to hamper both him and Darren Walker's day, and Gino and Arvin are probably going to be out of this race after that accident.
Well, there was something Dearman could have done, and it was use the brake pedal. That's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, this is what we saw Karina Willis-Callaway do earlier in the race, and Tyler Landry, while running in second, overcooks it. He doesn't get into the wall, and he actually holds onto it. There you see the smoke from Michael Harvin from the previous accident. And Landry actually holds onto it. If he can rejoin the track safely, he'll be okay, but unfortunately, he cuts across the path of Kaleo Connie, and straight into the tire barriers he goes. And that's going to take him out of the race. That is a big blow to him in the points. And that's definitely not what you want to see if you're Tyler Landry.
And Tyler Landry just carries too much speed into turn 8, into turn 9. Goes wide, and then does the stupidest rejoin I've seen in a long time, and gets wrecked out. And that's karma, honestly. That was so stupid.
And this is another crash that the broadcast missed, but Charlie McCarran is going to overshoot turn number 9. She's going to pop the wall there, or she's going to overshoot turn number 8, rather, and then she rejoins in turn 9, and she takes out the 7 of Lori Jackson, and they're both going to run into the tires, just like we saw with Callaway and Bebelst, and just like we saw with Tyler Landry. So, pretty similar accident. That's a pretty common spot for the accidents to happen here, so I'm not surprised that we saw it a few times, but a couple more drivers out of the race. And just another one of those deals here. Charlie McCarran pretty high up in points, but she's been on a backward slide as of late, and this definitely won't help her.
So side by side into these corners, as we've seen all day, it doesn't usually, sometimes it usually doesn't work, and McCarran just goes off the racetrack, hits the inside wall, just like Karina Willis-Callaway, and gets into Lori Jackson, and they both go off into the tire barriers, and it seems like both of their days are going to be done early.